Fear gives Freddy his strength, but the fans keep Freddy alive. And in order to truly understand our story, we have to go back to the beginning.
The kids of Elm Street don't know it yet, but something is coming to get them.
Oh! Are we doing a recap? The FredHeads' journey began when Nancy and Freddy first made contact in Wes Craven's A Nightmare on Elm Street. Haunted by a fear-powered killer in their dreams, Nancy Thompson's friends are getting slashed off Freddy's list, one by one. But not before Nancy discovers the secret that their parents tried to keep dead in Springwood.
You want to know who Fred Krueger was? He was a filthy child murderer who killed at least 20 kids in the neighborhood. What did you do, Mother? A bunch of us parents tracked him down after they let him out. We found him in an old abandoned boiler room where he used to take his kids. Took gasoline. We poured it all around the place and made a trail of it out the door. Then lit the whole thing up and watched it burn.
Freddy gets a quick lesson that he's not built for escape rooms, let alone Nancy's wit.
I take back every bit of energy I gave you. You're nothing. You're shit.
Is it time for Freddy's revenge? Excellent. After Freddy's defeat, the Walsh family moves into 1428 Elm Street. Their son Jesse is dealing with the usual teenage drama. Bullies, girls, evil school bus drivers, sweaty nightmares, and a deranged killer. Following their first few encounters, Freddy demands that Jesse carry out the murders for him. But when Jesse refuses, Freddy possesses his body and terrorizes teachers, pool parties, and his girlfriend, Lisa. She goes on a daring journey to save him, navigating strange dogs, bugs, and boiler rooms. We think she saves Jesse with love, but Freddy resurfaces with chest-bursting vengeance.
It's all over.
Who's going to stop Freddy now?
Sleep, those little slices of death, how I loathe them.
Freddy starts his shit up again 1 year later. We open on the third film with Kristen Parker, a girl who has the power to summon people into her dreams. She's admitted to Weston Hills Psychiatric Hospital after a run-in with Krueger in one of her nightmares. It just so happens the new intern therapist is none other than Nancy Thompson.
Why is he after us?
Yeah, and what did we do? It's not you. Your parents, my parents, they burned him alive. And now we're paying for their sins. You are the last of the Elm Street children.
Bonded by their scarred lineage, Nancy and the last of the Elm Street kids team up to fight Freddy one last time.
I knew you'd come. Did we let you go in alone, do you?
No way, we're a team. Yeah.
It's with these Dream Warriors we see an epic display of camaraderie and a reclamation of power.
Did I say that? You found your dream power, man.
You saved us, Joey.
But unfortunately for the Dream Warriors, not everyone makes it out alive, including Nancy.
I won't let you die. I won't let you. I'm gonna dream you into a beautiful dream. Forever and ever.
The year is 1988. Our surviving Dream Warriors have been released from Weston Hills. It's an adjustment, especially for Kristen, who is bracing for the return of Krueger. Oh, but don't worry, Kristen. A lot changes in a year. We're sure that he won't recognize you. Kristen dreams of herself in Freddy's boiler room and fearing that he's there, she calls out to Joey and Kincaid. The friends do what they can to convince Kristen to let things go or risk bringing Freddy back. We're introduced to the new kids of Elm Street. But for the last of the Dream Warriors, it's too late. Kincaid can't find his dreamland, and Joey gets caught in a splash and slash. And now, Kristen is intent on avenging the deaths of her fellow Dream Warriors.
Elm Street's last breath. Farewell.
Kristen calls her friend Alice into her dream to transfer her powers before her fiery death.
Now no one sleeps.
One by one, the new teams are deflated, squished, and karate to death. But with each death, Alice grows stronger, collecting a piece of each friend. She and Major League hunk Dan set out to defeat Freddy, but in the end, Alice must face him alone.
Welcome to Wonderland, Alice. Eternal.
In the reflection of my mind's eye, evil will see itself, and it shall die.
Alice hasn't quite escaped Wonderland. 1 year later, she has her man Dan, she's graduating high school with her friends, all seems well. But nightmares and visions begin to plague Alice, even when she is awake, and introduces the story of Amanda Kruger, his dear old mom. But how is this possible? Is Freddy back? Meanwhile, Dan has a horrible death. Alice finds out she's pregnant, and this mysterious boy starts to visit her in the hospital. We find out this boy ends up being Jacob, her future son, baby's dream. This time, Kruger's sinister plans deepens as he takes the victim's souls and feeds it to baby fetus Jacob, molding him in his own likeness. Gross! While Alice fights Freddy, Yvonne finds Amanda's earthly body and frees her spirit. Amanda then absorbs baby Freddy monster fetus back into her womb, where she seals him up forever. Yvonne and Alice are the last, and baby Jacob is saved. But is Freddy truly gone?
What if I were to tell you that Freddy killed every kid and teen in Springwood? We open Freddy's Dead outside of Springwood, where a teenager wakes up experiencing memory loss. Let's call him John Doe. We learn that he's the last surviving teenager from Springwood. Freddy starts taunting him in his dreams, and that fear unearths locked away memories. John is then taken to a shelter where he meets Dr. Maggie Burrows. There, he meets other teenagers who are coping with traumas. Maggie decides that the best treatment for John's amnesia is to take him back to the source of it all. That's right, Springwood. Spencer, Tracy, and Carlos hitch a ride as stowaways, and they've got a one-way ticket to trouble. While exploring the orphanage, Maggie and John learn that Freddy had a child.
I'm his kid. That's why he's kept me alive.
Unfortunately for John, he's just messenger.
But you let me live!
Only long enough for you to bring me back my daughter.
That's right. Dr. Maggie Burrows is actually Catherine Kruger, Freddy's long-lost daughter. Maggie and Freddy go head-to-head, but in the end, Freddy gets an overdue Father's Day present.
Freddy! Happy Father's Day.
Kids.
News news just in. Authorities are currently searching for actress Heather Langenkamp, who was last seen running through ongoing traffic on the interstate. Wes Craven's new Nightmare is a meta-horror movie done right. The film centers on Heather Langenkamp, who played Nancy in the first and third Nightmare films. She's haunted by nightmares and phone calls seemingly coming from Freddy.
Leave us alone, you son of a bitch!
Following the offer of doing another Nightmare film, her world starts falling apart around her. She loses her husband, and her son Dylan slowly begins to slip away. Nightmares blend with reality when Wes Craven learns his dreams aren't helping him write a new film, but showing him events to come.
I think the only way to stop him is to make another movie. When that time comes, you're gonna have to make a choice.
Choice? What kind of choice?
To keep Freddy, rather an ancient evil entity that has taken his form, at bay, Heather must finally become Nancy one last time. She emerges victorious, and we get a happy ending.
And that's where the story ends. But we also got to see Freddy go head-to-head with Jason Voorhees. They gave us a killer anthology series, and there are tons of fan films that will live on forever.
What about the 2010 movie?
I do like Jackie Age.
Well, I think we covered what needed to be covered. We can debate that another time.
We do have one thing that's left, though.
Yes, we do.
We've caught up with A Nightmare on Elm Street.
And now, it's time to catch up with
the fans.